Hello friends, how are you ready? Welcome to the summary of Premier League very exciting games. Let's get started. Crystal Palace draws with Fulham. The game was goalless. Crystal Palace comes out with 1 point and Fulham gains a point as well to be the ranking in the league as follows. Crystal Palace adds a point to its tally to 8 points after 2 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats. Fulham is a replica of it in the same order and points. Luton Town draws with Wolves with a goal in each net. Bellegarde came out with a red card in the 39th minute. Pedro Neto scored the first goal in the 50th minute to equalize the score by Carlton Morris in the 65th minute of the match. Luton Town and Wolves left the stadium with 1 point, and thus their ranking was as follows. Luton Town has 4 defeats and 1 draw and has only 1 point, while the Wolves have 4 defeats, a draw, and 1 win to make their points 4. Manchester City beat Nottingham Forest by 2-0. The first goal was scored by Phil Foden, and Erling Haaland added the second goal. At the beginning of the second half, Rodri received a red card in the 46th minute. Pep Guardiola succeeded in running the match despite Rodri coming out with a red card. After Manchester City beat Nottingham Forest, City maintained its position in the Premier League with a total of 6 consecutive wins without 1 loss and no draw, bringing the number of points to 18 points, while Nottingham Forest, after losing the match, remains the number of points 7 with a total of 3 defeats, 1 draw and 2 wins. Everton beat Brentford by 3-1. The first goal was scored by Abdoulaye Doucouré to be followed by Matthias Jensen equalizing the score. In the second half, Everton advanced through James Tarkowski with a second goal, and Dominic Calvert-Lewin added the third goal. A precious victory achieved by Sean Dyche, and he gets the 3 points. After Everton's victory over Brentford in this match, its ranking became as follows. Everton with 1 victory, a draw and 4 defeats to make its number of points 4, while Brentford has 1 victory, 3 draws and 2 losses to keep the number of points the same. Manchester United beat Burnley by a single goal of the game through Bruno Fernandes before halftime. Manchester United came out with a difficult victory over Burnley to add to his points 3 more points to have 3 defeats and 3 wins with a total of 9 points, while Burnley has 4 defeats and 1 draw, which has only 1 point. Tottenham draws with Arsenal 2-2. The first goal was scored by the player, and then Heung-min Son adjusted the score in the 42nd minute. In the second half, Bukayo Saka scored the second goal from a penalty kick. Tottenham waited only a minute, and then Heung-min Son adjusted the result. Tottenham and rivals Arsenal were satisfied with 1 point each, so that their ranking is as follows. Tottenham has 4 wins and 2 draws to make his point count 14, and by rivals Arsenal was no different, but he has the same points and the same score. Brighton beat Bournemouth by 3-1. The first goal was opened by Dominic Solanke and then adjusted the result with a reverse goal from Milos Kerkez before the end of the first half. In the second half, Kaoru Mitoma scored the second and third goals to come out Brighton victorious in this match. Brighton comes out with 3 points from the match and Bournemouth without points, so their order is as follows. Brighton has 5 wins and 1 defeat to make his number of points 15, while Bournemouth added another loss to make the number of defeats 3 and the number of draws to 3, and the number of points remains the same. Aston Villa beat Chelsea with a goal for nothing after Malo Gusto came out with a red card in the 58th minute. Ollie Watkins scored the only goal of the match in the 73rd minute. After Aston Villa won this match and Chelsea lost, its ranking became all the following. Aston Villa has 4 wins and 2 defeats to bring its number of points to 12, while Chelsea has 1 win, 2 draws and 3 defeats to keep its number of points the same. Liverpool beat West Ham by 3-1. The first goal of the match was scored by Mohamed Salah early, then Jarrod Bowen adjusted the result. In the second half, Liverpool advanced with a second goal scored by Darwin Núñez and then expanded the field of goals of the player Diogo Jota to come out Liverpool victorious from the match. After Liverpool's victory over West Ham, their ranking was as follows. Liverpool have 5 wins and 1 draw with a total of 16 points, while West Ham receives a second defeat with 1 draw and 3 wins with a total of 10 points. Newcastle explodes on Sheffield with a big win with 8 goals for nothing. The first goal came from Sharon Longstaff. Then Dan Burns scored the second goal, and the third goal scored by Sven Botman. In the second half, Newcastle continued to score goals. The fourth goal was scored by Callum Wilson, and the fifth goal was scored by Anthony Gordon, and the sixth goal was for Miguel Almiron, and the seventh goal came through Bruno Guimaraes, and the last goal was scored by Alexander Isak, ending the festival of goals. After Newcastle's big win over Sheffield, they ranked as follows. Newcastle has 3 wins and 3 defeats with a total of 9 points, while Sheffield has 1 draw, 5 defeats, and 1 point.